Happy Friday! I'm going to try to make this quick, but we all know I never shut up, so hopefully it's semi-quick because I'm supposed to be meeting one of my girlfriends here soon, but, and then I have a couple estimates to do today, so I really need to get my butt moving. Anyways, happy Friday. I want to jump on here and talk about Young Living's Seed to Seal Guarantee. So, before I started my oil journey, this was like back in high school, before I even had heard about Young Living, there was another big company, I'm not going to name names, but it's, yeah, another big company, and people were using them like crazy, and I was kind of interested in it, but I was in high school, so I was just like, whatever. And then I graduated high school, people were still using it, and then, like about 2-3 years ago, I had heard about Young Living, and then I heard about, obviously, this other company that was pretty big back then, which, I mean, Young Living's been around the longest, like 25 years, I believe now, but I just hadn't heard a lot about it, oils, but anyway, so I'd heard about Young Living, and then I heard about this other company, and I started kind of comparing the two, and I just wasn't there yet in my oil journey, so I didn't do too much digging, but then before I joined last year, I really dove in and did tons and tons of research on, I guess, where the oils came from, what was the whole process, and everything else, because in my mind, if I'm going to be converting over, doing the ditch and switch, converting over to non-toxic chemical-free products, I want to know, like, how these are being, from start to finish, I guess, how it's being done, because if you're buying stuff that are a healthier lifestyle, but people are using a bunch of chemicals and yuck on them, what's the point, you know? So anyways, before I get into all that, Young Living is one of the only oil companies that actually own their own farms, which is huge to me because if you think about it, let's say you have a vegetable garden and Tom has a vegetable garden and you know exactly what happened from start to finish at your garden, but Tom can say, no, I didn't use any chemicals. I didn't use Roundup on my veggies. I didn't use this. I didn't use that. No, they're good. I completely organic, chemical free. You're like, okay, Tom, I'll buy your stuff. But he has no information to back it up, and then you end up getting, I don't know, I don't want to say cancer, but you end up getting some crazy sickness because Tom lied to you because he had no information to back it up. That is the other oil companies. Young Living has the Seed to Seal Guarantee. That's basically saying, that they own all of their own farms, and you can actually visit their farms from start to finish. If you want to help plant the seeds, get your ass out there and start planting some seeds with them. They will let you do that. You can go and you can look at the harvesting, the distillation of it. You can do every part of it. You can see it. They have their, every single year they have their, like, the retreats for silver and above, and they will bring you to the different farms, and they will show you everything, like everything. And if Joe Schmo wanted to go off the street and probably look at it, they would let you. But other companies will not let you, which is sketchy to me because what are you hiding? Why can't I go in? If I'm buying your product, why can't I see what I'm getting? Like, that just really sketched me out, and that was like one of the major reasons why I chose Young Living was because I want to know what's going on behind the scenes. Also, Young Living tests all of their soil before they plant in it. So they test for like up to 50 years that there's not been any pesticides or chemicals or anything like that, any of that yuck into the soil. Because if you think about it, you're planting a seed into it. Let's say you're putting a lavender plant in there. Well, obviously those pesticides are going to grow that lavender plant, so there's a good chance it's going to be in that lavender. And then you bottle it up, whatever, and then, oh, I just got my new lavender bottle. Well, those pesticides used on it. So if you're trying to go like organic, chemical-free, pesticide-free, whatever else, no harm to you, like, you want to be making sure that you're, like, this, even the soil is not being, like, I guess, tainted. So that's another really amazing thing that they guarantee. And like I said, they have farms all over the world that they work hand in hand with, so they are there for every step of the way to make sure that you're getting good stuff. Oh, sorry, I have my notes here because I'm so scatterbrained that you can ask Matt. He's like, always tells me I forget everything, so I gotta have my little cheat sheets. But yeah, and then, although, like, since they don't use pesticides, they do all their weeding by hand, which is, like, nuts, but it's amazing at the same time because that really shows how much they care, that they are, like, hand doing every single part of the process. And another fun fact is that Young Living actually, they test all of every single batch of oil that before it goes out, they test it to make sure it's 100% like the real deal, good stuff, that nothing, like even though that they know that they test, like they did the good soil test, they did every single part of it correctly, but at the very end, they test it again to make sure that nothing had maybe even happened during the whole process to ensure that it's amazing and wonderful and great for you. So they double test it again, and then they send it off to a third party, I guess, I don't want to say factory, lab, there we go, lab. Third party lab, and then they test it again to make sure that it's 50 times over okay for you, which is amazing. Other companies do not do that. So you're really paying, I guess, for the quality of it. People think that Young Living is like super expensive, but when you think about it, it's really not like at all. It's actually super cheap for what you're getting and how much you're getting, because they are so potent and so strong. Like I guess, which brings me to, they only use the first distilled batch of oil. So like think of having a coffee pot. If you brew your coffee one time and then you keep this, like that's obviously the strongest, purest coffee you have. If you take those same coffee grounds and brew it again, it's going to be like super diluted, not as good, just yucky. That's what other companies do. They use, like they keep distilling the same stuff, and that's why it's so diluted. That's why when you grab even like, okay, the other oil companies, big name ones, you take their lavender and then you smell Young Living's lavender, it is like night and day. It is so different. Like, I've personally smelled them. It is so different. Same with, especially when you grab one from like Walmart or Hobby Lobby or even a health food store and you smell the lavender, it is like not even the same thing. When I had first smelled Young Living's lavender, I was like, wow, this is so different. So it's just crazy. It's crazy how different it is. And like there's obviously products go out of stock. Well, other companies will either dilute a product or add other things to it, so they don't have the out of stock, because that looks bad for business, I guess, or whatever else their reason may be. And Young Living does not do that. Like, there was just these two kits that came out. They've been out of stock for, someone said, 5 years. Like, they will literally, like, okay, Peace and Calming, that one was out of stock for a long time. So instead of filling it with fillers or junk or something else, they made a Peace and Calming number 2, and they added most of the same ingredients, and then the out of stock ones, they use other ones to make it similar, but it wasn't the same thing. Like, they are not trying to like trick you or be like, oh, nope, it's the same thing. Like, it smells complete. Like, people, like, companies do that. They fill it up, and it's crazy. It's like the FDA does not closely regulate essential oils like they should, which in my opinion I think they need to do way more at. But anyways, for an oil to be able to be labeled 100% like a therapeutic grade essential oil, they only need to have 5% essential oil in them, which is like mind-blowing, because the other 95% can be fillers, carrier oils, chemicals, whatever else. Like, you go to Walmart and you're like, oh sweet, this lemon is $4.99, and it's like, it says 100% therapeutic grade essential oil, and you're like, oh hell yeah, throw it in the cart. No, you look at the back of that, it says, do not touch on skin, do not come in contact. If you do, call poison control. Like, will cause bodily harm, will burn you. Like, all of this scary stuff, and it's like, holy crap. Like, that is nuts. So, even let's say you're like, well, I'm not going to use it on my skin. Well, you're going to put it in a diffuser for you and your kids and your animals to smell. Like, that's just pumping out chemicals. Like, it just seems so ass backwards to me to be, if you're wanting to be healthier and switching, ditch and switch or whatever else, like, why are you going to buy junk? It doesn't make sense to me. And like the other companies, you buy a lavender from Walmart. Okay, well, awesome. It was $6. Okay, well, you're using like 15 to 20 drops to even semi-smell the lavender. Young Living, you get a 15 ml bottle for, it's like $22, I think. And it takes 3 drops is what I do. Some people do like 5 if they really, really want it strong. But like, when I use it on my face, I do 1 drop. I've had my 15 ml bottle for, I think, 3 or 4 months, and it's still half full. So, I mean, you don't use, it's you don't use very much. So when people want to say like, oh, it's so expensive, it's really not. Like, you don't need a whole lot. That's like one of my girlfriends called me yesterday and she said that her good friend went to use the peppermint and put a bunch in her tea and didn't realize like how strong it was. Like, when I use it, I just put 1 drop of peppermint in my tea. That's it. And it is still really strong. Like, it is so they're so powerful. And like, another thing leads me to the Vitality oils. Like, Young Living's whole Vitality line has been 100% tested by the FDA, saying you can consume these, ingest these, whatever else. I'm pretty sure they are the only oil company that has that. There's another company out there that they don't separately label them, but they say like, oh, you can ingest them. Well, a girl on my team did that. She was with that other oil company and was using them, and she ended up getting burns in her mouth from it and burns on her skin even from putting her eucalyptus in her bath. Like, it was really scary. Like, they don't have them separately labeled like they should. Like, Young Living's whole Vitality line is like, this is the ones you can ingest. They have different bottles, they have different labels, they have different everything. So you 120% know. Like, you go to the other oil company website and it's like, every bottle looks the same. So how do you know that you can ingest this one? Just because it is a lemon? Like, how do I know that there's not something bad in that? The FDA has not approved them to do that, and they're still doing that, which is really scary to me. But, so yeah, I think that I've covered everything that I wanted to. Check my notes again. Yeah, I just want to jump on here. I was sitting here, like, oils are on my mind all the time, and I guess, like, I was sitting here, I have my water over there, but I put some lime Vitality in it, and I was diffusing my joy, and I was just like, you know what, like, people just don't understand, like, how pure and amazing Young Living's oils are, and so I just wanted to jump on and tell you a little bit about it. But if you ever have any questions, let me know. Like, I'm always open to talk about oils. I love them. I'm obsessed. So, with that being said, have a good weekend, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.